Are they trying to get ready for the arrival? Oh, and her fans. Oh, there she is. Coming to Unrivaled. There she is. By the way, Angel Reese had a game last season that had 80,000 people watch. 80,000 whole people.
Look at that desperation. Unrivaled just made their first in-season trade, and immediately after, one team posts a coming soon teaser with zero subtlety about who they're trying to bring back. The Rose BC needs a forward. They won 80,000 viewers with this player last season. And now, with ratings cratering worse than year one, they're sending up what this commentator perfectly called a bat signal.
Buzz building about an Angel Reese return after the Rose BC trade. On February 9th, the first ever in-season trade for the Unrivaled 3x3 women's basketball team was announced. The Breeze BC received point guard Courtney Williams from the Vinyl.
February 9th, 2025. Unrivaled announces their first ever in-season trade. Courtney Williams goes to Breeze BC. Sana Rivers moves to Vinyl BC. And Azura Stevens gets shipped from Rose BC to Hive BC. That last move is the key because it leaves the Rose BC down a forward heading into the critical second half of their season. Within 24 hours, Rose BC's social media account posts a silhouette with "Can you guess who the next Rose will be?" The post got 64,000 views in one day, not exactly moving the needle for a league that desperately needs eyeballs.
Last year, the Rose BC won the league championship, of which Angel Reese was not present. Just pointing that out. In fact, she didn't even show up for the celebration. I think she FaceTimed in, if I remember correctly. With the roster of Chelsea Gray, Kylie Copper, and Brittany Sykes, Stevens, Hull, and Reese, and Ariel Atkins, and their coach Nola Henry.
Here's the context everyone needs to understand. Last season, the Rose BC won the Unrivaled Championship. Their roster included Chelsea Gray, Kathleen Copper, Brittany Sykes, Azura Stevens, Lexi Hull, and Angel Reese. Coach Nola Henry led them to the title, but there's one crucial detail about that championship run. Angel Reese wasn't there for the celebration. She didn't show up. She FaceTimed in, if memory serves. The team won without her being present for the biggest moment of their season. Now, heading into year two, the Rose BC brought back Gray, Copper, Stevens, and Hull. Sykes went to the Laces, and Angel Reese, she hasn't played a single minute in Unrivaled's second season.
Familiar faces, Gray, Copper, Stevens, and Hull were back on the team. Henry returned. Sykes was playing for the Laces, and Reese didn't play in the league this season. At least, she hasn't played in the league this season yet. The Rose BC is now short a player in the wake of Monday's Unrivaled trade. Therefore, the Rose BC made a post writing, quote, "Can you guess who the next Rose will?"
The fan response tells you everything about the state of Angel Reese's brand right now. Please bring in Angel. Please. Bro, if it ain't Angel, all the fuss is for nothing. Angel Reese? I hope it's Angel Reese. If it's not Angel, keep it. These fans are fired up, convinced their moment has arrived. But here's what makes this fascinating. This commentator points out something that should concern everyone involved. Angel Reese videos don't generate interest anymore. The engagement has fallen off dramatically. People simply aren't watching content about her the way they used to. So if Unrivaled is banking on Angel Reese to boost their viewership crisis, they might be making a calculation based on outdated data.
I mean, this post has been up, and it's got 64,000 views since yesterday. So it's like, I don't think that's going to move the needle. What I want to know is this a Rose BC thing, or is this an Unrivaled thing? Unrivaled's like, oh, man, our ratings are even worse than they were last year. Maybe we should try to get Angel Reese back. Maybe we can get those extra 5 or 10
let's talk about what Unrivaled's ratings actually look like right now. This league launched with massive hype. Brianna Stewart and Nafisa Collier co-founded it. They secured a broadcast deal with TNT Sports. They paid players six-figure salaries to compete in a 3-on-3 format during the WNBA offseason. The pitch was simple: elite talent, innovative format, primetime exposure. Year 1 had its struggles, but Year 2 is reportedly performing even worse. The viewership numbers aren't hitting the targets advertisers were promised. TNT Sports invested significant money into production and broadcast rights. And now, midway through the second season, one team is scrambling to fill a roster spot by teasing the return of a player who skipped their championship celebration.
Okay, so the fans, of course, yeah, what's up, Angel? Absolutely. Angel Reese, please, Lord, please. Oh, God. AWOL Angel, question mark? Better not be teasing Angel for content because it's not, we don't care. What? All right.
The question this commentator raises is crucial. Is this a Rose BC decision or an Unrivaled decision? Did the league office look at their ratings, panic, and tell the Rose BC they needed to make roster moves to create space for Angel Reese? Did they pressure the team to trade Azura Stevens specifically to manufacture a storyline that might generate buzz? Because if that's what happened, it reveals something troubling about Unrivaled's business model. They're not building sustainable interest through quality basketball and organic fan growth. They're chasing viral moments and hoping celebrity players can paper over fundamental problems with their product.
Angel Reese. I hope it's Angel Reese. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. If it is not Angel, this is going to be hilarious. I don't want my emotions played with. I pray who I hope it is, but I was wrong when that person wasn't revealed at the beginning of the season. If it's not Angel, keep it. Boy, her fans are in rare form. Rare form.
Look at the comment section on that Rose BC post. The only correct answer is AR5. We're all on the same page. Angel Reese, please do this solid. We're having AR withdrawals. It better be Angel or Asia. Please be my GOAT. These fans are invested. They're passionate. They genuinely want Angel Reese back on their screens. But passion from a small core fan base doesn't translate to ratings if the broader audience isn't tuning in. And right now, the data suggests Angel Reese's drawing power has diminished significantly since her rookie WNBA season ended.
How little interest there is in Angel Reese videos anymore. Just pointing that out. I mean, if people don't watch, I'm not going to make them, but hey, we're taking a shot. Much like your Unrivaled comeback, we're taking a shot. That's funny. The only correct answer is AR5. We're all on the same page. Follow through, Angel. Oh, Angel Reese.
Here's the business reality Unrivaled is facing. They're paying players six-figure salaries. They're covering production costs for a professional broadcast. They're maintaining 6 teams with full rosters and coaching staffs. They're renting arena space in Miami. All of that requires revenue, and revenue comes from 2 sources: broadcast rights and sponsorships. TNT Sports paid for broadcast rights based on projected viewership numbers. Sponsors committed advertising dollars based on those same projections. If the actual viewership is falling short, those revenue streams are in jeopardy. Renewal negotiations for Year 3 become difficult when you can't deliver the audience you promised.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. Please be my GOAT. You need better GOATs. That's all. I'm just pointing it out to you. Wow. So Unrivaled may have gotten so desperate that they told the Rose BC, hey, you got to get rid of some folks. You got to get rid of some folks. We might be bringing you-know-who back. You-know-who back. But
the commentator mentions something else that's been circulating. There are rumors that WNBA players are seriously considering striking not about Unrivaled, but about their main league contracts and working conditions. If that happens, it creates a massive complication for Unrivaled's business model. Unrivaled exists because WNBA players need additional income during the off-season. If the WNBA Players Association successfully negotiates significantly higher salaries and better working conditions, the financial incentive to play in Unrivaled diminishes. Why risk injury in a 3-on-3 league during your off-season when your primary contract now pays you adequately?
Hey, TNT Sports, look who we got coming in. Is this going to happen? I give it a 50-50 shot. I mean, who the hell knows? Who knows? Women's basketball is a train wreck right now. It's a train wreck. And now there's rumors floating around out there the WNBA players are really thinking about striking this weekend.
Let's examine what Angel Reese actually brings to Unrivaled, if she does sign. Last season, she had one game that drew 80,000 viewers. That's the number being referenced. 80,000 viewers for a single Unrivaled game is solid by their standards, but it's not transformative. It's not the kind of number that suddenly makes the entire league financially viable. Compare that to Caitlin Clark's impact on WNBA ratings. Her games routinely drew over 2 million viewers. Her presence elevated entire broadcasts and made the Indiana Fever must-watch television. That's the kind of star power that changes a league's trajectory. 80,000 viewers for one game doesn't accomplish that.
Unrivaled, trying to send up some kind of a bat signal, trying to call somebody in from the bullpen. Can anybody show up and please just give us an extra 10,000 people watching, 12,000 people watching, 15,000 people watching? Has the advertisers put in the call?
The framing of this situation matters. Unrivaled is trying to call somebody in from the bullpen. They're asking advertisers to get ready for the arrival. The language suggests desperation masked as excitement. This isn't a confident league announcing a major acquisition. This is a struggling business hoping a familiar name can stop the bleeding. And the fans are playing along because they want to believe Angel Reese is still the draw she was during her LSU championship run. They want to believe her brand hasn't taken hits from various controversies and declining interest. They want to believe that bringing her back will somehow fix what's broken with Unrivaled. But belief doesn't pay the bills. Viewership does. And if Angel Reese returns to Unrivaled and the ratings don't improve, the league is left with a difficult truth. They spent political capital and roster flexibility to bring back a player who couldn't deliver the audience they needed. They disrupted team chemistry by trading Azura Stevens, a player who actually showed up for the championship celebration, and they did it all based on hope rather than data. The Rose BC situation reveals the fundamental tension in women's basketball right now. There's a gap between perception and reality when it comes to star power. Social media engagement doesn't always translate to television viewership. Passionate fan bases don't always represent broad audience appeal. And leagues that chase viral moments instead of building sustainable products often find themselves making desperate moves when the initial hype fades. Think about the position this puts the Rose BC players in. Chelsea Gray and Kalia Copper won a championship together last season. They built chemistry with Azura Stevens, who just got traded away. Now they're being asked to integrate a player who didn't show up for their championship celebration, who hasn't played a minute of Unrivaled basketball this season, and who might be joining purely for business reasons rather than competitive ones. How does that affect team morale? How does that impact their preparation for the rest of the season? The Rose BC is currently competing for another championship, and instead of focusing on basketball, they're dealing with roster drama and social media speculation about whether Angel Reese will grace them with her presence. And here's the thing about using players as marketing tools. It creates resentment. The players who showed up, who committed to the league, who played through the low viewership and uncertain future, they see someone who sat out getting courted back with fanfare. They see the league prioritizing celebrity over loyalty. That's not a recipe for long-term success. The broader WNBA landscape makes this even more complicated. If players are seriously considering striking over working conditions and compensation, it means they're organized and they're willing to leverage their collective power. That same dynamic could apply to Unrivaled. If the league is seen as exploiting players for content while not delivering on the financial promises that justified those six-figure salaries, players might start questioning whether it's worth participating. Unrivaled's entire value proposition was that it offered elite competition and fair compensation during the WNBA off-season. But if the league is struggling financially, if ratings are down, if they're making desperate roster moves to chase relevance, that value proposition weakens. Players start asking whether the injury risk and time commitment are worth it for a league that might not exist in 2 years. The Angel Reese decision, whether it happens or not, becomes a referendum on Unrivaled's strategy. Are they building a sustainable basketball league with quality competition and organic fan growth, or are they chasing viral moments and celebrity names, hoping to manufacture relevance through social media buzz? The evidence suggests the latter. A confident, stable league doesn't trade away a championship contributor to create roster space for a player who skipped the title celebration. A confident, stable league doesn't post cryptic social media teasers hoping to generate speculation. A confident, stable league focuses on the basketball product and trusts that quality competition will attract and retain viewers. Instead, Unrivaled is making moves that suggest they're worried about their immediate future. They're trying to boost ratings right now this season because they need to show TNT Sports and sponsors that the investment is worthwhile. They're prioritizing short-term buzz over long-term stability. And that's a dangerous game to play, because what happens if Angel Reese returns and the ratings don't improve? What's the next move? Do they trade away more championship contributors to make room for other celebrity names? Do they restructure their entire league around chasing social media engagement rather than basketball excellence? The Rose BC teaser post got 64,000 views in 24 hours. That sounds impressive until you realize it's less than the viewership for a single decent Unrivaled game. Social media engagement is not the same as television viewership. Likes and comments don't pay the bills. Actual people tuning in to watch games on TNT Sports, that's what generates revenue. So here's the real question facing Unrivaled right now. Did they learn the right lessons from year one? Did they figure out that sustainable success comes from quality basketball, consistent scheduling, effective marketing, and building genuine fan loyalty? Or did they conclude that they just need bigger names and more viral moments to paper over the fundamental challenges of launching a new basketball league? The Angel Reese situation suggests they chose the latter. They're betting that bringing back a player with name recognition will boost their struggling ratings. They're hoping her fans will tune in and stick around. They're gambling that the social media buzz will translate to actual viewership. But what if it doesn't? What if Angel Reese returns, plays a few games, and the ratings stay flat or continue declining? What if her fans engage on social media but don't actually watch the broadcasts? What if the league spent all this energy and disrupted team chemistry for a move that doesn't accomplish its primary objective? Then Unrivaled is left with a harder problem than they started with. They'll have demonstrated that even their most obvious moves to boost ratings don't work. They'll have shown sponsors and broadcast partners that they don't have a reliable formula for growing their audience. And they'll have created internal tension by prioritizing celebrity over the players who actually committed to building the league. The commentator's final point about women's basketball being a train wreck right now is harsh but not entirely unfair. The WNBA is dealing with labor tensions and potential strike action. Unrivaled is scrambling to boost ratings mid-season. Player relationships and team chemistry are being disrupted by business decisions. And all of it is playing out in public with fans and media dissecting every move. That's not sustainable. At some point, these leagues need to stabilize. They need to figure out their business models, deliver on their promises to players and fans, and build products that work without constant drama and desperation moves. So is Angel Reese coming back to Unrivaled? Maybe. The Rose BC certainly seems to be teasing it. Her fans desperately want it to happen, and the league probably hopes it will boost their struggling ratings. But whether it actually solves any of Unrivaled's fundamental problems, that's a very different question. And based on the evidence we have about Angel Reese's current drawing power and Unrivaled's structural challenges, the answer is probably no. This is a band-aid on a bullet wound. It's a publicity stunt masquerading as a solution. And if Unrivaled wants to exist beyond year 3, they need to start making decisions based on building a sustainable basketball league rather than chasing viral moments and hoping celebrity names will save them. Because hope is not a business strategy, and desperation is not a foundation for long-term success. What do you think happens if Angel Reese returns and the ratings don't improve? Does Unrivaled survive another season, or is this league already on borrowed time? Drop your predictions in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and let's see if this gamble pays off or becomes another cautionary tale about building women's basketball leagues on hype instead of substance.